Welcome to the exclusive video message and greeting for your book study. I'm Brad Gustafson. I got to write Overcoming Education. And I just want to start by saying there wasn't a day that went by while I was writing, researching, crafting, editing, that I didn't feel connected to you. And I know that probably sounds really strange, and I own that, but it's true. Like, this book was a passion project, a labor of love, and it was very authentic and real to me because the school that I get to work in, and then just educators everywhere, I see how important the work is. I see how big the dreams are, and I also see how hard it is. So that fact isn't lost upon me. I felt inexplicably, that's a word, right? I felt, I got to think of a better word. I felt just intimately, that's not the word I wanted. I felt really connected. My goodness. I'm going to keep rolling, not doing another take here. So just know that. My hope with this video is that you might feel a connection even as you and your team are working through the study guide or the discussion questions or even some of the scenario-based challenges at the end of the study guide. I just hope we have that and that you feel that. I really do. Couple, questions that you may or may not have. I'm not sure. My favorite parts of the book. I appreciate different parts of it for different reasons, and just kind of the relationship I developed as I was, putting it together. One of my favorite parts now that I've separated from it just a teeny tiny bit, looking back, it's the neuroscience of hope. It's later on in the book. I use it now at school. I think about it. I love what it represents, but I love that it actually shows that hope is a strategy. And there's brain science behind it. But not only that, there's a path to creating and co-creating it. It's not just this theoretical concept. So I just love that. Actually, I'm about to geek out. I was going to say, I love it. I also love, and sometimes I don't love, the candy cane concept. That has transformed how I show up in spaces, but it's also transformed conversation at the dinner table, because I'm also often reminded by my family, like, Dad or Brad, are you candy caning? And usually I'm not. And it is a good reminder, as painful sometimes as those reminders are. They're just really important for me to reframe and try to be closer to who I want to be. Also, I love there's a part in the book on Jaws, the movie. Our family loves movies. I mostly love the candy part of going to the movies or even renting or streaming. But I also love just being, like, togetherness. Sometimes it doesn't really matter what we're watching. It's just being in the same room and having that time. So the Jaws little connection is cool. I also made a Lego reference. What is that called? Easter egg. If you hear someone dominating at the Fortnite video game next to me, that's my son hammering away on the keyboard. But anyway, the Easter egg, I don't necessarily do this intentionally, but the books that I've had a chance to write so far, somehow Lego always ends up, it's in them in some way, shape, or form. And there was a teeny tiny reference in Overcoming Education. Such a big part of my childhood, but it connected to the Jaws movie description. I also love with the Jaws section, just the authentic connection to what I was trying to communicate, as far as making sure that our priorities are known and not lurking beneath the surface or assumed. The last thing I think I wanted to say in this exclusive video, is it feeling exclusive? Right now it feels a little bit like a mess, but welcome to my reality and family room. I was just going to share, and I launched into this pretty early in the book. My parents were divorced when I was young, and that meant I got to spend a limited amount of time with my dad. But when we were together, one of the things we did often was Star Trek was usually on in the background on the TV. And I just, through osmosis, through spending time with him, I think I've come to love Star Wars, Star Trek. I'm an avid sci-fi reader, and I don't want to scare you. The book is not a sci-fi book, but it does include some science and some statistics on space travel in limited, small, strategic doses. But I feel an affinity to some of those. And also I feel a connection just to education, this work we do. And what I mean by that is space travel and exploration, it to me seems incredibly complex. Like I just can't even fathom the math involved or the stakes, quite frankly. But also, it reminds me of limitless possibilities and just new frontiers and just really cool things that can happen. Hence the connection to education. So I feel like it's kind of in the DNA of the book, just like education is in the book, and just like that limitless possibility. So that's probably all you want from me in this this connection video. But if there's anything I can do to help you and your team as you launch into the book study or as you celebrate your progress and learning and have these conversations, just reach out. I'm happy to try to help in any way that I can. And I just appreciate your time, appreciate you connecting. I can't wait to hear what you think. Good luck. We got this.